Okay, I've paused the game for a second so I can just get this point across. The reason that I just can't exactly get through what I like about shows and stuff is just because I have trouble remembering what was going on in them because I haven't seen them in quite some time. I mean, I remember I loved watching through Madoka, but I watched it really slowly, and on top of everything else, I didn't exactly finish everything in time. I was always behind, and currently I'm behind, but whatever. Basically, I just have trouble talking about stuff that I like. I might do another video of this later if I rewatch the shows, which I'm definitely going to. But for now, that's all I'm going to say. I can't recommend those shows enough. If you want to watch some good anime from this year, I would definitely watch Gossip, Is This a Zombie?, Madoka, and Level E. Level E seems really underrated, so that's why I'm trying to push it here, but I mean, I don't know if it's getting a US release or not, but I want it to because it's a good series, and I think it should be owned. I don't know. I'm not a very good spokesperson. Alright, I lied. I'm not actually going to be continuing playing Grief Syndrome because it was actually taking away from my ability to concentrate on what I was trying to talk about. So I'm going to continue this without anything in the background. I might eventually add pictures of what I'm talking about or draw pictures, or you could just drop dead. No, I'm not going to actually say that. Oh god. You swear I was drinking. I swear I don't have any bottles of scotch around me right now, but we do have some bottles of scotch in here, but okay, so spring. God, I don't know what I think about spring. Wait, did I forget a show? Unless I just don't see it yet, because I'm looking at a chart of what shows aired then. Okay, I didn't. God, should I start with the ones I didn't like first? I really don't want to. Oh yeah, I omitted a show in the winter one, but I'm going to just go ahead and say this. Disclaimer, if you didn't want to watch the 20-something minute video that I made for spring, summer, winter, fall, winter, okay. You know, the season with Madoka, the only show that anybody ever really seems to know about. Basically, when I'm trying to get a point across, getting tongue-tied, what I'm trying to get across for that whole thing is that season was great. Madoka, Level E, Zombie, and Gossip are like the best shows in that series. I did omit some shows that I watched from there, but that's because I didn't want to finish all of them because I was just like, this could get kind of boring after a while. They were, what's that show called? Beelzebub? I can't remember exactly how you pronounce that. But that show wasn't terrible from what I watched, but I mean, I just didn't want to continue it because it didn't really appeal to me that well. Pausing for water drinking, I can probably edit that out, since I am no longer trying to sync this up with video. I'm still playing the next level, but I mean, I kind of cut out the ending of the boss and stuff because I decided to delete my stuff. But if you didn't want to watch that video, I'm pretty sure this one's not going to be nearly as long. If it is, then I'll just cut this entire part out and it won't even matter. Okay, I'm just going to start with the ones I didn't like. Or should I just... Okay, basically, when I was looking through shows for the season, I was like, I could try watching that, and then there was other ones that were recommended to me that I didn't get a chance to check out yet. But, we shall see exactly what goes on here. I'm just going to start with the ones I didn't like. Oh, God, I really don't want to talk about this one because people are going to hate me for it. I did not like Nichijou, yes. Okay, just trying to get across the fact that my freaking voice keeps going all high-pitched and out of pitch and whatever, because apparently going through puberty once wasn't enough for my body, so I'm going through it twice, and I'm going to become some superhuman male guy who has a problem with everything. Anyways, Nichijou, my everyday life, ordinary life or whatever, I don't know. I didn't like it. I sat through 8 episodes of that crap. It felt like to me a poor man's Azumanga Daioh, which, I need to rewatch Azumanga Daioh in the future, which I have bought the box set because, yeah, why not buy shows that you liked? I watched the first 8 episodes of Nichijou. I kept telling myself, okay, maybe the next episode will be better. Okay, maybe this will be better. I'm pretty sure I can force myself to like this, but then I was like, ugh, the show is not good. I do not like it. I'm not going to sit here and force myself to watch something I don't like. It just wasn't my thing. It wasn't funny to me. Most of the stuff was just kind of dumb. I like random shows, but this show wasn't, like, funny random. It was just, oh, look, this girl's got a random octopus tentacle in her hair. Who cares? FLCL did the random humor thing right. Nichijou just looked like it was trying to be Azumanga Daioh, and it failed horribly, but Then again, what do I know? I know a lot of people that like this show, and they go off on me for saying I don't like it, but I have better reasons than it's crap, which seems to be the reason that people don't like most shows. Just so they can say those two words, and then I completely lose all respect for them. Next show would be... what shows did I watch from this that I didn't like? Okay, I got it. Oretachi ni Tsubasa wa nai, or We Without Wings or something? I don't know. It's not that I didn't like this show, it's just the fact that this show has a promising plot and seems very interesting, but it just has too much stupid random fan service that just can't... When fan service has a purpose, it can be useful and good and everything. Like when a badass character comes out and just starts killing things or whatever, that sometimes that can be cool. But in this show, they were just randomly showing panty shots and all this other crap, and it just made me want to go and smack the people who animated it, because it actually had the potential to be a really good show if they would just cut out all that crap. Yeah, I kind of got over my perverted phase a long time ago, but even then I think this would have been a little exaggerating. But Funimation dubbed it and everything, and they're going to be releasing it in the US eventually. They simulcasted it, and I was thinking about checking out a second episode, but I just never got around to it. I don't know, I mean, it has an interesting story and everything, but I just can't get over the whole fan service thing, because it's just so in your face and... Next will be Aria... Scarlet Ammo or whatever, I don't know what it's called. I can't remember what Funimation called it, but it was Hida no Aria. I watched a few episodes of this show. I don't really like the whole... I liked the show enough to keep watching it and want to keep watching it, but I just wasn't a big fan of it somewhat, because of the whole... Okay, the whole thing, the problem I have with shonen shows is they generally go with this whole same format. First episode and the first few episodes get you hooked on the idea and make you want to see more. Then they start throwing in a bunch of cliche shonen generalizations, and then they start throwing in the "I want to protect you" crap. I mean, really. I got over that a long time ago. Yeah, a lot of shows have that thing. Yes, I know people want to protect their friends, but good God. I'm probably going to end up watching more of it, but for the most part, shonen shows tend to have that effect on me. Next would be Blue Exorcist, which doesn't need a Japanese name saying, because I'm pretty sure you can get that out of the name in Japanese anyways. I watched the first two episodes. I was impressed for the most part, but I've heard it kind of goes downhill near the ending of it, so I don't know if I'm actually going to watch the rest of that. Next would be Dog Days, which I started, and I'm probably going to end up watching the rest of, but, I mean, it wasn't bad so far. It kind of has the same cliche stuff, but it's got an interesting setting, an interesting time point. I know it sounds kind of like a hypocritical thing to say, but for the most part, I mean, Hida no Araya isn't terrible, but, I mean, it's got an interesting plot point and everything, and I want to watch more of it, but I feel like I'm going to be disappointed by watching the rest of it, so I don't exactly know what I want to do with that whole thing. That's exactly the problem with a lot of shonen shows. It's like, yeah, this seems interesting. I want to watch more of it. Oh my god, shoot me, please. But I don't suppose it's really important here. Besides, it's my opinion. Just take it for a grain of salt. My opinion is not fact, and it is not what you should think of these shows if you like them. Anyways, the next show would be... Well, I never really understood whether or not I was actually going to watch more of it, because the only reason I was even watching it in the first place was because I was like, what is this show about? And then the main girl character's voice is so adorable it makes you want to rip your hair out from cuteness or something. But it was, Denpa Ona to Seishun Otoko. Probably pronounced that completely incorrectly, but I'm trying my best. I know how to pronounce the vowels in Japanese for the most part, because they're pretty much the same as Spanish. The show was kind of pervy, which, again, not my thing. I got over that a long time ago. My perverted phase is only limited to very, very, very small chunks in which I can control myself, unlike the whole perverted aspect that they're trying to get across. I actually watched a lot more this season than I thought I did. I thought I watched like 3 shows. Apparently I didn't. I didn't watch enough of it to have really much of an opinion on it, but from what I watched, it made me want to watch the second episode before I give my final judgment. That's generally what I do with shows. I watch the first 2 episodes, and if I still don't feel like watching it after that, then I won't. I wanted to check out some other shows, but I'll get to that after I finish talking about the only good show that I can think of that I actually really enjoyed and want to finish, because, again, it had Gothic Syndrome. When your show is two-tier, I tend to lose track of what episode I'm on eventually, because I don't watch shows in a marathon, and I don't watch them when they air in Japan, because I'm just bad like that. Steins Gate is an amazing show. It is one of those shows that's like Madoka. It completely just takes you by surprise by everything and doesn't exactly try to be in your face about stuff. It's kind of confusing, like a lot of Gainax shows are, but it wasn't made by Gainax, obviously, because why would it be? Although, I'm not saying anything wrong with Gainax. Gainax is awesome. But Steins Gate is a show where just like they're trying to do this whole theory of time traveling, and there's apparently this guy who did time travel, and they just do a bunch of different random experiments, and the guy gets sent back into the past where this girl had, where he was originally from in the timeline, had gotten killed, but he got like sent back in time from this text message he got or something. I don't know. It sounds kind of dumb the way I'm talking about it, but then again, I'm just a horrible spokesperson unless I exactly know what I'm talking about. Do things of research and write it out beforehand, because I know I'm a good writer because I've heard it from a lot of people, but, well, and by a lot of people, I mean people with English degrees, not just, oh, hey, I'm your friend, I like your stuff, because I don't want to make you have hurt feelings. But, whatever. I'm pretty much done with the season. I wanted to watch See the Money of Soul and Possibility Control, which I probably will eventually get to. I've got a lot of stuff I've been meaning to watch. That show looked kind of interesting to me, and I wanted to see how it was, essentially. And Deadman Wonderland, I was going to watch that because somebody told me to, and I was like, okay, whatever, I'll do it. And last but not least, I was going to check out... what is it? Actually, I think that might have been it. Looks like it. Anyways, let's see how long I've been talking for. 10 minutes? I guess I am going to be splitting this up. I didn't actually think I watched that much in spring, but apparently I did. Oh well. I'll upload the summer video probably right after this. I'm just going to get these all up at once because tomorrow is New Year's Day, which means it'll be 2012.